Well, hello. Welcome back to Nikki's Nosh. And today we're at the Bluefin on the Hull Road in York. Now, the nice thing, I'm getting some light from the cars that are going by now, which is quite good. Right, now the thing is that we've got, it's Valentine's Day, and what better to celebrate my love for fish as to come here. Now, normally I get a Haddock and Chips, and I'm getting a bit bored with it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 3 different fishes, yeah, and I'm going to have some chips. So I've ordered it. So I just told them I have to come out here to do my singing. So I've ordered everything. They're fine with us going in there and filming. And they also is that the fish that I bought, fish I'm going to have, I don't have to eat it all today. I can have some for my tea tomorrow. So come on.
I'm Walter. I'm Suno's wife.
Oh, right, hello again. Can I order 3 fishes, please? Yeah. I brought the loaves already.
The loaves?
Loaves and fishes.
Oh.
People say I can walk on water. Could I have sea bass, a cod, and a hake, please? That's in alphabetical order. And if I could have them on little plates so that I could film them. How long has this particular store been going? About 8 years, yeah, because he started with Taddy, didn't he? Yeah. Was it a fish and chip shop before that, though? It's always been a fish and chip shop, yeah. Well, I seem to remember it when I was at York University in 1972. Here's the menu. I'll show you the menu again. Right, so a Bluefin family deal. We're not having that. But here we are, look. So we're on this one here. Now, I've had their tartar sauce before, and it's been excellent, homemade, of course. And I think I've had your fish, had your mushy peas as well, because you make those, don't you? So we've got, so we're having a hake, and we're having sea bass, and we're having a cod, and then we're having a small chips, aren't we? I might come back for the battered king prawns at some point. You know the breaded scampi?
Yeah.
How many do you get? 12. And they're all full tails, are they? Okay, no, they're full tails. Yeah. Right. Well, look, thank you. I'll just go and sit myself down over here. Look. Now I've come here to do this because this particular Bluefin has got a rather nice little eating area here, whereas the one in Tadcaster Road hasn't. You can sit outside on the street, can't you? But right, so welcome to Nikki's Nosh, and of course I'm Nikki. But look, we're at the Bluefin. Now this is, you can't forget the name, the Bluefin, because look, it's got it here. Now they very kindly let me sit down at the table. I've ordered 3 fishes. So I'm repeating myself a little bit, but I've ordered in alphabetical order. I've ordered sea bass, beef or bass. I've bought a cod and a hake. Now we're not going haddock this time, because cod is endangered. It's an endangered species, and what a lot of the industry is now trying to do is to push people into trying other different fishes. And there's plenty of hake, and there's plenty of sea bass. So I've come to the Bluefin because I know that they do those 3 fishes. And they also do, obviously, thank you very much. And they're very kindly, I have to declare this, they're very kindly given me a pot of tea for free. But probably because I'd ordered 3 fishes. I'm still not clear of this lung infection, really. It's not infectious, but at the same time it's infecting me still. And it's making me very, very tired. In fact, I've been sleeping all day. So this is Valentine's Day. So I hope you've all been having lovely meals with your loved ones. And if you're like me and hasn't got a loved one, then obviously find yourself a nice fish and chip shop and make love to your fish. Oh, I shouldn't say that, no. If you're on your own, obviously enjoy this video and get a takeaway of some description, because remember Fridays, every Friday we do something which is, well, generally it's fish and chips, but it's going to be takeaways. So we will have other types of takeaways as well. But for now, we're concentrating on fish and chips. It's very popular as the bluefin because a lot of Deliveroo and everything else goes on. So the Deliveroo guys are coming in and out. This particular fish and chip shop has been going since the year dot. It's only been under the control of Vinny, who owns Bluefin, for the last 8 years, and it's got a very good reputation. I've got my own little knife and fork kit here, which obviously when it comes to takeaways, it's worth having, because if you generally if you have a takeaway, then the takeaway tends to be maybe one of those little wooden knives and spoons. They can't really cut anything. So I've got this fancy kit. I bought it from, I think I got it from AliExpress, and it wasn't a lot of money. If you want, well, I'll try and find one that's on Amazon. But this, you can put it through a belt loop and you can have it attached. So look, you get a really nice cup which says the Bluefin on it, which is even nicer. Now this is Tetley's tea. Yeah, but it's lovely. It's really nice and strong. Builder's tea. Yeah, that is really nice. And they've given me that for free. So I did ask if I could have a free pot of tea, and they said yes. So that's my declaration there, but that's the only thing. But I've been coming to Bluefin, and my goodness me, look at this. Yeah, right, okay. Right, well look, there's my chips. I'm going to have to really move everything. I know. If I move those over there, yeah? Yeah. That's my cod. Yes. Right. I have to make sure I don't mix them up. So, here is the cod. Now, we're going to do it alphabetically. So the bass is going to be here, then the cod, and then the hake. Okay. When everything's laid out, then we'll come in and have a little look at everything. They've also given me some mushy peas, because I didn't try their mushy peas last time, because I was a little bit nervous about mushy peas when I first started doing reviews. My first review was a bluefin. So, now, they make them themselves. Obviously, they steep the peas and everything else, but this is good. I don't like the sort of marrow fatty nature of this, but these taste like garden peas, and these are good. Thank them for the peas. They are nice. So look at the size of these chips. Look how marvellous they are. They're crisp on the outside, soft in the middle. Totally and utterly gorgeous. So let's look at these different fish. Now we know what a haddock looks like. It's got like a thumb on it, hasn't it? So let's have a little look at the fish. This is in alphabetical order. So here we have the sea bass, B for bass, right? So we've got, it's smaller, right? We have got then the cod. Now cod is obviously quite a square sort of, quite rectangular sort of fish. And then here we've got the hake. Now we're going to be trying each one of these in turn. The chips, of course, there's the chips. Now, they are delicious. They've got lovely earthy flavours. There's just something special about these chips. And every time I go to places, I keep trying to find the best chips. But these chips are good. And they've given me, I have to be honest, they've given me some mushy peas, and they've also given me a cup of tea. So we've got, you can sort of see the fish here, right? And it's just sort of different down. I'll try and find another fish and chip shop at some point that does other fish. Let's try the sea bass. Now I like, obviously, pan-fried sea bass, and this is got a lovely crisp batter. Now, I like the batter of the bluefin. Now, the beauty about the sea bass is you can certainly taste the sea. It's a very rich, fishy flavour. And this is good. And at a restaurant, I would eat sea bass any hour of the day. So let's pull the. Let's get a piece of the fish and show you in front of the camera. Look at it, steaming hot. Now, it's a beautiful piece of fish. That is wonderful. But you look at the batter on this. Look at the batter here. Beautiful batter, crispy batter. And of course they cook in beef dripping. I've got the feeling I might end up eating all of this. These are good. The sea bass, if I'm giving that a score, say if I'm giving that a score out of 5, I'll be giving that a 5. Right, let's try the cod now. I'll slice open this. Now, cod is a very different sort of fish. It's a much bigger fish. I mean, cod is much bigger than the fillet we see here. They've got enormous heads. Have you ever seen the fallow videos where they do cod's heads? Gary had a cod head at fallow, and the head was almost as big as a human head. But this is the cod. Now look at that piece of fish. A very different flavour. For many years, cod was a favourite of British people. And there was a thing in the 1970s, or was it the 60s, called the Cod Wars, where there was almighty things going off in the top part of the North Sea near Iceland and Norway, where there were fishing fleets all of Europe fighting it out, and they were depleting the cod stocks. That cod is beautiful. In the 70s there was far more cod around. Well, until they had the Cod Wars. And now it's sort of curated. But most people, certainly in the north of England, will go for haddock. Now, sea bass, cod. Now, hake. Now, the last time I had hake, knowingly, was when I was 16 and I was in Mallorca with my parents, and it was the fish that was being served up, hake. Now, I've had it a few more times, I think, but in Mallorca in 1970, hake was the fish was being served up. So I think it's more of a Mediterranean fish, but I'm none too sure. What I'll try to do is I'll flash up all the different specs of all the different fishes and where they come from and everything else, and I'll flash those up there for you. So you'll get to know the sort of origin of each of the fish. But hake has a good reputation. Now, I've just pulled that out there, but of course, needless to say, the piece of fish has got stuck in the big piece rather than in this end piece, yeah? It's slightly different. It's not got the same power as the cod, and it's certainly not as powerful as if you talk about the nice seaness texture, you're talking really about the sea bass coming first and then the cod. This is slightly different, but it's got a lovely flavour. I'll have a chip. Look at the size of these chips. And they're lovely chips. I mean, I haven't put any salt and vinegar on any of these. Put a bit of salt on. And I'm not going to bother with the vinegar. But the chips, look at those. Gorgeous. So, I'm going to start again. Here is the sea bass. Oh. Skin on the bottom. But the skin's part of the deal when it comes to sea bass. It's got lots of lovely flavour. In terms of the prices, I'll put the prices up as well on here. Cod's the same price as the haddock, I know that for a fact. The sea bass is, it's not got the same, it hasn't got the oiliness of a sardine, but it's got that extra flavour that you would get in a sardine if you cook fresh sardines on the barbecue. Let's try the cod again. Now it's fallen apart, but there you go. Now, it's a more subtle flavour, beautiful fish. And there is the cod. The flakes just fall apart in your mouth. It's difficult. You get more cod than you do sea bass, vis-a-vis, because it's smaller fish. See, but cod is a big fish, you know, it's like big fish. And then they obviously separate out the fillets and everything else. Whereas that is one solid. What sea bass is a tiny fish, it's a small fish, like the size of a trout. I don't know how big the hake is. I like the cod. However, it's endangered. Should I be eating the cod? Probably not. Until it has restored itself in the North Sea, I think I've got to look elsewhere. And if I can look away from haddock, all the better. But I can understand why people like cod. I keep overhearing people ordering, and they're all ordering haddock. So let's have a go at the hake again. Now, I've been reliably told, because of course this is fresh fish, I can take this home because I can't eat 3 fishes. I can't eat everything. So I will be taking this home, and I asked them, will I be able to heat it up and eat it, and will it be safe for me to eat? And they said, yes, it will be. You eat it tomorrow, you'll be fine. I'm really pleased about that. Obviously, you wouldn't normally walk into a fish and chip shop and ask for 3 different fishes. The skin is not as white. It's a little bit more grey there. Can you see? Of the 3, it's probably the closest to haddock, I would say, in flavour. Well, I've widened my knowledge of fish by 100%. I've never had sea bass deep fried. I've had cod, and I think I've had hake 50 years ago. Would I recommend these? Well, the sea bass I definitely recommend. If you want more oceany, fishy flavour, which packs a punch, and not an unpleasant punch, I definitely go for the sea bass. It's a smaller fish, so if you don't like big portions, you don't want to be, you know, filling your face. This is subtle. The cod, endangered species. Avoid it, even though it's delicious. At least avoid it for now. The surprise is the hake, because it's got a similarity. It's closer to haddock. It's got a lovely flavour to it. All of these have been exceptionally well cooked. These guys have won awards. They know their stuff, and they know their fish. They know how to cook each of these 3 different fish, as well as haddock. Now, they've also got king prawns, and they've also got Whitby scampi. Now, the Whitby scampi, they say you get 12 pieces and it's full tails. So that's a good deal. So when I come back, and I will come back here and try something else, because I'm trying to widen my knowledge of fish and chips. The only 3 fish they do other than haddock are these ones here. I'm going to try and find some other places that do other fishes as well. It makes it a little bit more different than seeing a sort of a standard here, Haddock and Chips, you know, which is the best. We've got a really good meal here. I'm full. I've got a massive plate of chips here with some really lovely chips. They've gone a little bit cold now because I've been nattering, but they're still beautiful. As a little point in order, the mushy peas are gorgeous. They're really nice, beautiful mushy peas. I didn't pay for these mushy peas, but at the same time, if I didn't like them, I'd tell you. Well, I hope you've enjoyed a slightly different Nikki's Nosh video. We've looked at the 3 different types of fish as an alternative to haddock, and I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the different flavours. I can't really say which is my favourite. Ultimately, the cod is endangered. Should I be eating it? Probably not. Right, not for now anyway. But it was absolutely delicious. I would still eat haddock in favour of cod, primarily because of the endangered nature of it. But if I was served cod, I would eat it. Sea bass, plentiful supply. Superb fish, smaller fish. It has got intense flavours which come out in both. Now I know they were great in pan fry, but I didn't realise that the flavours came out so well in deep fry, and they are superb. So if you see a fish and chip shop selling sea bass, please go for it. I think you'll really enjoy it. It'll give you an extra zing. It's got more intense flavours, and it is beautiful. It's sort of, I don't know, for me, I'm trying to compare it to a sardine. It isn't a sardine. It's not got that same oiliness as the sardine, but at the same time, it's got a lot of flavour. And I think the skin aids that. It helps that as well. And of course, the skin is totally edible. There's no bones in any of these. The hake, yes, I would eat the hake as an alternative to haddock. And it's worth trying. You might not quite like it, then again you might do, I don't know. So have you had from a fish and chip shop sea bass, cod or hake? And if you have, which one did you prefer? Comparing it to haddock, which is the sort of the nation's favourite fish. That's me done. I've got a fantastic amount of food here to have for my tea tomorrow. So there's the receipt there. Okay, £23.70 for 3 fish and 1 portion of chips. That's a bargain, isn't it? Thanks to everybody at the Bluefin on the whole road. Judging from the people who are coming here, these are people who are generally between the ages of 30 and 60. So these are York residents. It's a great fish and chip shop. Really, we came here to talk about the fish, the 3 different types of fish, but it's it's quite fair of me to say, to review the Bluefin as well. If you're passing by here, it's easy to get to. If you're from York, of course, you'd easily find it. There's a bit of parking outside, can easily get to it. You can't miss it. It's not as if it's a hidden gem. Now, they do the Deliveroo thing, and they just eat and what have you, so you can order it and have it delivered. Yeah, I'm going to give it 9 3/4. Okay, the Bluefin here gets 9 3/4. Does it get Nikki's nod? Yeah, it damn well does. And they're so nice people, you know. There's no formality involved. Everybody is pleasant. It's very clean, very well presented, friendly staff. I'll put a link to the Bluefin video that I did, my first video. You might see a difference in the presentation style between there and here. So that's me done. Now all I'm going to ask you is please subscribe, because we now got 750 subscribers. Now that might seem a lot, but it's not 1,000. We need 1,000 subscribers to get monetized. Once we've got the 1,000 subscribers, YouTube doesn't care about the subscribers anymore. But until I get those 1,000, so I know a lot of you watch these videos and watch them regularly, but you haven't subscribed. So if you can go and ding on that subscribe, and then you see a bell, click on the bell and say all, then you'll get notified. Now I do about 3 videos a week, so, and it'll all be up to at least the standard of this. Hopefully this lung infection will have gone after eating all this lovely fish. I'm saying like, subscribe, comment and share. If you share these videos with your pals, even better. And so from me, Nikki at Nikki's Nosh, cheers me dears.
Please subscribe to Nikki's Nosh and like, comment